Hello and welcome to another English 1015 video tutorial. Today we're going to talk about referencing, one of the key parts of academic writing and a big part of academic integrity. Referencing is closely linked to the topic of citing, quoting, and paraphrasing, which we covered in a previous video tutorial. You already know that when we quote someone or paraphrase their ideas, we're giving them credit, but citing isn't complete until we provide a full list of references at the end of our paper. That's what we're focusing on today, especially how to handle it using APA format. A reference is a detailed entry that gives your readers everything they need to find the original source you use. It's directly connected to your in-text citation, those parentheses that include the author's name and year. So whenever we quote someone's exact words or paraphrase their ideas, we need to include the author's last name, the year of publication, and if we're quoting directly, the page number. As we just said, all the sources we cite must appear in a reference list at the very end of our paper. There are a few simple rules. Sources are listed in alphabetical order by the author's last name. If one author has more than one work, those entries are listed from oldest to newest. At the Community College of Vermont, most courses now use the APA format. APA stands for the American Psychological Association. But some disciplines still prefer other formats such as MLA or Chicago, so always check with your instructor. For today, we'll stick to APA 7th edition or APA 7 so that you get a general idea of how referencing works. Each APA reference should include the author's last name and initials, the date of publication, the title of the work, the source like a journal or website, the publisher for books, page numbers for journal articles or quotes, and a URL for online materials. The order and formatting matter, so let's walk through 3 quick examples. Let's start with a book, for example, How We Think by John Dewey. Here's how we organize the reference. First, the author's last name and initials, Dewey, J. Next comes the date of publication, 1910 in parentheses. After that comes the title, How We Think. Notice it's written in italics. And finally, we include the publishing house, D.C. Heath Publishing. Now let's see how to reference a journal article using APA 7. We begin with the author's last name and initials, Atkinson D. Then the date of publication, 1997 in parentheses. Next, the title of the article, A Critical Approach to Critical Thinking in TESOL. Since this is an article that appeared in a specialized journal, we do not use italics for the title. We italicize book titles but use regular font for article titles. Then we add the source, the journal's name, TESOL Quarterly, and we write it in italics. We include the volume and issue number 31-1, followed by the page range, 71-94. These days, it's very common to search for references that appear online. Let's look at how to format a reference for an online report. First, the author's last name and initials, Lipinski B. Next, the year of publication, 2013 in parentheses. Then, the title, Achieving Replacement Level Fertility. Notice that the word report is included in brackets to indicate the type of source. Now we add the source, World Resources Institute, followed by the URL where the report can be found. If this appears too complicated for you, the good news is that we don't have to memorize every detail. In the past, creating references meant flipping through style manuals and checking every punctuation mark. But today, AI tools and citation generators can do most of the work. Just provide the key details and ask, can you format this in APA 7th edition? The tool will handle the rest. Still, always double check the result because even smart tools make mistakes. A few final reminders. Every in-text citation, whether it's a quotation or a paraphrase, must match a full entry in your reference list. That list should be titled References, written in bold. Each entry should have a hanging indent. And most importantly, be consistent. APA's rules help keep your writing clear, professional, and credible. That's it for now. If you need more help, check your library's citation guide, visit Purdue ALUL, or talk to a tutor or your instructor. Thanks for watching and happy referencing. Goodbye.